Now understand, I'm not talking about one person. I'm talking about 7. That line hit different in 2024. Because when things started collapsing around Diddy, suddenly Katt Williams didn't sound wild. He sounded early. For years, he said he came into the business to expose what was hidden. When he spoke about Michael Jackson, when he spoke about R. Kelly, he said he was canceled for crossing lines people didn't want crossed. Not race lines, not culture lines, moral lines. And here's the part people miss. He never framed it as revenge. He framed it as spiritual warfare. God's side versus the other side. Period.
Now you have to ask yourself, how did 50 come into the possession of Diddy's footage for Diddy's documentary about Diddy?
A lot of insight. And, this documentary is about people being able to tell their truth or tell their version.
Back then, most people laughed it off. But in January 2024, when Katt sat down on Club Shay Shay, something shifted. The internet stopped scrolling. Because this time, real investigations, lawsuits, and federal scrutiny were already making headlines. Katt wasn't just cracking jokes about industry politics. He was hinting that when the truth about Diddy came out, it wouldn't stop at Diddy. He said there were untouchable people, 7 of them. He didn't drop a clean list. He didn't have to. And that's where it gets messy. Fast forward to 50 Cent's documentary, Sean Combs, The Reckoning. The rollout was explosive. Timelines, footage, lawsuits, confirmed arrests, and official statements were treated as facts. Allegations were labeled carefully, but viewers noticed something strange. Certain names that floated around online for months, missing, not denied, not defended, just absent. And that absence started talking louder than the content.
What's going on with Kevin Hart?
I don't know, man.
Oh, okay.
The internet is going wild on him, saying that he was a curator and a narrator of one of the Diddy parties and got caught on tape. You hear that?
Wow, I didn't hear that one. No.
That must be one of your favorite. That must be one of your favorite comedians, then. Cause you ain't hear that?
Kevin's cool,
huh?
I didn't hear it.
Get out of here.
Kevin's cool, but I didn't hear that one. I must have missed it, man. I think I caught most of them.
I think he almost fell in the tub with one of the girls. Diddy had some girls in the tub, a tub of baby oil or something like that, and he almost fell in the tub. It was crazy.
He would be one of the celebrities that I definitely wouldn't think would be involved in anything illegal, for sure.
But you got to realize this, man. People who get caught up in certain those things like that, those parties and things like that, is that they don't go there looking for that stuff. You got to understand they get caught up in the moment with the alcohol, the drugs, and then certain bottles that are laced with certain things that take you away from your normal self. And you end up probably doing something that you probably never do again in your life. You never get caught up in those things ever before. There are a lot of celebrities that go to these parties like this. And they not only Diddy parties. I went to a party before and You Can't Handle the Truth and King Kong Ain't Got Nothing on Me was at one of those parties. I was bodyguarding one of the girls. So what I'm saying is that it's rampant. And this was years ago. This was over 20 years ago. It's rampant in the music industry. It's rampant in Hollywood, film, pictures, and anything.
Can I tell you a story, Killer? I don't think I ever told you this story. This is what Puff taught me. One time I walked in when I was fresh off the streets. I got signed to Bad Boy. I had these fresh Air Nikes on, and then I had on Air Nikes too, brand new. I made a mistake and stepped on his sneaker, and the dirt was on his laces, on his white Airs. I said, man, my bad, because I had stepped in some dirt. You know, the nigga came back, put his feet in the dirt, and stepped all over my sneakers. I said, yo, what are you doing? He said, my bad. I said, yo. The moral of the story is, nobody just want to hear you say,
Fans began connecting dots. Katt had hinted that powerful figures would be protected, not because evidence was weak, that remains disputed and unproven in many cases, but because the risk of naming them was too high. One name that kept circulating online was Snoop Dogg. For decades, Snoop publicly spoke about attending Diddy's events. Old clips resurfaced, jokes, party footage, social overlap. None of it proves wrongdoing. None of it confirms involvement in any alleged crimes. But here's what people asked. If proximity was relevant for others, why not here?
The day before the incident at the celebrity basketball game that someone was coming for Puffy and Biggie. And another line that May said that caught my attention, man, was him saying that never found the killer. Why is there? How do you feel about him saying that? Because it sounds like he's referring to Biggie getting killed in LA, and Puffy, he's currently living in LA right now. And why does he feel so comfortable living somewhere that Biggie got killed at, knowing that they never found the killer and the murder is still unsolved?
Well, on all honestly, brother, you would have to ask him that. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm looking at it like that, then I know, you know, those mansions are heavily guarded, one. Two, he wasn't getting the love that he would get. I don't think he's getting love in LA. I don't know. He say he owns LA, he runs LA, he runs Miami, and he runs New York. So by him running LA, as he say he does, I would feel comfortable too. You know what I'm saying? If I knew for a fact that the person they got, and that was enough to call back all of everything, I would feel that comfortable too. But I wouldn't live there. I wouldn't go there. I'd do business and get on out of there. If I was still afraid, I don't think he may have not ever been afraid. You understand? Because he never acted like he was afraid for whatever reason it was. I can't pinpoint it myself, man.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
Then came online rumors tied to unverified accusations involving other figures in orbit. Again, nothing proven in court. No charges announced in that context. Just speculation moving at internet speed. And Snoop isn't just an artist. He's a global brand. Business partnerships, media deals, corporate relationships. Including a name like that in a documentary centered on alleged misconduct, that's not just storytelling. That's legal chess. And according to speculation, that's a game producers calculate carefully. Kevin Hart's name surprised even more people. Not because of confirmed allegations. None have been proven in court against him related to these claims. But because old comedy bits and early career industry connections were suddenly being rewatched with new eyes. Online chatter linked him to events described as industry gatherings. Again, that's internet speculation, not court-verified evidence. But here's the tension. Kevin hosts award shows, leads studio films, anchors billion-dollar projects. Mentioning him directly in a documentary about alleged *XTR at ficking or coercion, even as background, could trigger lawsuits overnight. So some viewers believe silence wasn't random. It was strategic.
I knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood, whereas that he's dressing like, he dressing like Diddy, hugged up with Diddy. I think that Lil Rod know a lot of, but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down. When they both get up, they both homos. And that's real talk, bruh. My man, you go to a party, dog, and the nigga got the same shirt you got on, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking around in a t-shirt. And then, not to blow Meek Mills up out the water or anything like that, it was said that they checked his Google search and all that, and he was searching for some online gay porn and all of that.
Oh, wow.
Crazy, bro. But listen, those are what, you know, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioning about his manhood with Diddy. But he put himself in that position.
You know, where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me.
Maze was quieter, but the silence itself became a storyline. His history with Bad Boy is documented. Contract disputes, public fallout, later reconciliation attempts. When allegations against Diddy intensified, many expected Maze to speak loudly. He didn't. That doesn't prove knowledge. It doesn't prove complicity. But it fueled online theories that some people close to the center know more than they will ever publicly confirm. And including them could open doors no one can close. Then Meek Mill's name entered the chat after an audio clip leaked online. The clip sparked debate. Some dismissed it as nonsense. Meek has denied wrongdoing. No court has proven any related criminal behavior. But once your name trends next to alleged misconduct, perception becomes its own storm. Viewers speculated that directly addressing Meek in the documentary could derail distribution deals or ignite defamation claims. Again, speculation. But the pattern? Familiar.
Stacey Dash, Ray J, Clive Davis, how are they all connected?
I want to say Diddy, but I don't.
We're going to be going through all of those possibilities.
Oh, okay. I wasn't supposed to answer. Okay.
And when we started LA as a Graveyard, then, you know, it was like, okay, we can't just say that anymore, especially after I took them up to 35 for us to film about what happened in Mo there. It's hip hop.
Yeah.
And that's going to be moving on to Tombstone.
Okay.
And we'll be going through the unexpected, unusual deaths, unsolved murders, mysteries, things of that nature, things that I know, things that I'm directly connected to. We want to create this aspect because we want to start teasing people's minds into wanting to get these crimes solved, because the truth is, it seems like the hardest murder to solve in America is a rap murder. They just don't seem to get solved.
Without question.
That's a problem.
Without question.
Because we got over 35, 40 years of hip-hop homicides.
Yes.
How many of them get solved?
They created a whole show. Yeah.
Unsolved hip hop mystery. Are you kidding me?
Hey. I have to ask you, you mentioned Clive Davis. They just showed him recently walking into somewhere and they asked him about Diddy and he said who? Is that old age or does he not, they're not in the same world? Or they're in the same world, but they're not cohorts.
The most sensitive territory, though, involved Justin Bieber and Usher. Both had early career connections with Diddy. Old videos resurfaced, interviews re-examined. Fans questioned whether young stars were placed in uncomfortable environments. It's important to be clear. There is no confirmed court ruling stating they were victims of crimes in this context. Much of what circulates online is speculation layered on hindsight, but including potential minors or alleged victims in a documentary about alleged that's not just risky, it can be harmful, and this is where many believe the red line was drawn. And then there's Clive Davis, not as a party guest, not as a headline villain, but as an architect, a gatekeeper, a symbol of the system itself. Fans argue that if Diddy represents a branch, Clive represents the roots. No confirmed allegations in this context. No charges announced tying him to criminal conduct here, but his absence from a narrative sparked commentary, because including him wouldn't just expand the story. It would challenge the structure of the industry.
Telling me on his way here, I didn't see this, but apparently there's another 100 hours of Diddy footage on the cutting room floor?
So Diddy is still doing press. I mean, Diddy. 50.
Diddy is not doing press.
No,
he's doing press on the yard.
He's doing press, like he's doing push-ups. No, 50 is still doing press, and obviously with the success of the Reckoning documentary, he's talking about there's more footage. There's 140 hours that he has, and each episode was only maybe an hour, I think. Mm-hmm. There was 4 episodes, so there's at least 130 something more hours that he hasn't edited or produced. And he's saying that he may put it out on YouTube just to put it out there.
Like on his 50 Cent Devo page?
I don't know if it'll be on his page, but he just said, he doesn't know if he's going to release it with Netflix or through Netflix. He might just, put it out on YouTube or wherever, some other platform. But the one thing that he said that was interesting is he said, because you see people out here trying to, say, oh, the documentary can paint a narrative, this and the third. And his words were, if you see the rest of this footage, there will be no more, kind of like, oh, you can paint this narrative. It's pretty clear cut, the things that are being said in the documentary, the things that he still can't believe Puff, because he says that a lot. Like he can't believe Puff actually recorded all of this.
Yeah. But I mean, so why does 50 not put that, if it's that damning and that crazy, why not put it in the doc?
I don't know why. I don't know why he didn't put it in the doc. Maybe, the stories, maybe he had more people that he would need to interview and have sit down for the documentary to kind of go through those stories that are in there. It could be a number of reasons, but the fact that he has over 100 hours of footage of, personal footage and things like that leading up to the case, because the story is Puff felt like he was going to win the case.
Yeah.
And that this was going to be footage for his documentary that he would have released.
The redemption.
After the trial was done and things like that. So, the amount of things that he probably was recording, just going off of the fact that he felt like they were going to win the case.
Yeah. This is my footage and these guys aren't going to put it out.
Yeah.
Like all the crazy shit we're going to take out.
Right.
But I mean, even I did see who I think was the director of what Diddy was trying to do, had mentioned that he was on vacation or was out of town and had someone fill in for him. And that's the only footage that made it to the doc because that guy sold it. So maybe that director didn't pay the person to fill in, so he owned the footage and was able to give it away. But maybe all this other footage, 50 doesn't have permission to put out. Like,
okay,
he could have it, but the director's like, no, this is my footage. Like, you got the other, because I had my man's fill in for me for 3 days and he has that footage now.
Right.
So maybe that could be it. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like 50 is so petty that if it was that crazy, he would have just put in the doc, but who knows? I don't even want to speculate what is on the 100 hours.
Yeah.
After Lil Rod telling me what was going on, I don't know if I want to see it visually.
I mean, and for 50 to say the footage that's on there is it leaves no more room for, people to kind of say, oh, the narratives are being created, it's false. For 50 to say that, I mean, we can only imagine the footage that he's seen and that he has. So we'll have to see if any of that ever sees the light of day. I'm sure that, Diddy's team is going to do everything they can to make sure that doesn't happen. But, I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know if I need to see anything else.
50 Cent has addressed the limits of documentary filmmaking, time constraints, episode caps, legal vetting, footage permissions. He confirmed there are over 100 hours of additional material. Why not release it all? That's the question fans keep asking. Some speculate about distribution contracts. Others suggest legal barriers. Nothing officially confirms a cover-up. But here's the part people can't ignore. When a scandal breaks, one face becomes a symbol. The rest of the machine fades into background blur. After the documentary dropped, the conversation narrowed. Diddy became the center. The system stepped back. Katt Williams had warned that truth wouldn't be deleted. It would be controlled, trimmed, packaged, safe enough to release, dangerous enough to trend. And whether you believe 7 names were cut or not, the reaction told its own story. Posts deleted, interviews canceled, distance created. Because in Hollywood, silence can be louder than denial. No one has proven in court that a secret list of 7 untouchables exists. That remains theory. But confirmed investigations, lawsuits, and arrests have already changed how the public views power in entertainment. And Katt's words now echo differently. Not because they were dramatic, but because timing changed perception. So here's the question that won't go away. If some names were too powerful to include, was it about protecting the innocent, avoiding defamation, or protecting the system itself? And if this door is only cracked open, who decides how far it's allowed to swing?